What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs. And today was an interesting one. We woke up and started selling off majorly. Now, this is something I did talk about yesterday. I know yesterday, that last hour, power hour yesterday, was not looking good. I had a hunch that something was up with inflation and essentially that the Fed has essentially said that there is inflation now, but the fact that growth is slowed down tremendously, which is not a good thing in general. So with that being said, we woke up this morning and the market just started to sell. The market tried to hold its ground, but it didn't take long before it was a quick pump and then started heading down and down and down and down. So being said, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we'll get right into it today. As I said, the market just opened up and sold completely off. Nothing really held ground. There were some individual stocks that held, but for the most part, the market just took a major hit today. Didn't digested that news from last night and completely just essentially threw up everything, all the gains back down to 412 today. But it had a nice bounce. Now, I don't know if this is a relief bounce, dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it, but ultimately, I don't know if that's what this is. I think we will correct back till tomorrow, back into the zone. That is my opinion. Again, it is just an opinion, 50-50. It could sell off, continue to sell off. It may just be retesting and then selling off. On the daily on SPY, though, one thing that was good to see was that it kind of closed back up over the middle Bollinger Band, which is definitely good to see on SPY. Now, when you look at QQQ is a little more interesting here. We did hold above the 50. But typically, like I've always said, the 50, typically what happens is the 50 will jump back up, test 20, and then it will continue to sell off. But QQQ at the moment, it's looking all right. I think we could bounce back over the Bollinger Band. Again, tech has been doing really good, and we needed to pull back bad. But with that being said, I think we had a big enough pullback that we can continue forward. Again, as long as there's no news overnight or anything like that, we definitely want to get back over. Hopefully, we can open up back over this middle Bollinger Band tomorrow. But we have to see how that goes. Again, just straight news on essentially, again, inflation and slow growth. So we're going to see how that plays, because if this continues on, we might see growth get nailed pretty hard over the next couple of months. We might just be doing a lot of sideways action until coming into the fall, possibly. It really just depends on how everything plays out. I think everybody's just kind of digesting it. I don't think it plays out that far, but you never know. So just playing on the safe side. I'm particularly going after industry leaders. I think if you're trying to make any kind of progress, you stay with industry leaders. If you are doing any kind of swinging or anything like that. Today, I jumped in a lot of different things. I scalped a couple of different things today. I scalped Tesla, Facebook, Square as well. I scalped that as well, a very small scalp. And a lot of them I didn't hold well. I was in Facebook puts as well this morning. Right out the gate, I shorted the pump because I had a feeling it was coming. The whole chart, fundamental-wise, everything was still pretty solid. But again, the inflation information was something that people have been waiting for, and now that they're finally seeing it, what we got again was reaction on that. So with that being said, this is the watch list. It is short today, only because there's a lot. We really have to see how we open tomorrow. Tesla is always in play only because it is one of the best stocks. Essentially, if we do take any kind of hit like they're in the market we're in, it recovers very fast, again, because it's an industry leader. Facebook, same way. Moderna is one it took quite a hit today, to be honest. But with that being said, it will recover, I think, quickly, only because it's got earnings on Thursday, I believe is when it is. So being said, I wanted to keep that one on watch. And then Walmart on the daily, earnings coming up as well. I think with all the e-commerce blowing their earnings out of the water, I think Walmart and Target are right behind it, although Walmart looks phenomenal on the daily, actually. So with that being said, let's go straight into Tesla. Now, Tesla, I actually did take this at 661 today. I got in shares in this, and after hours, it's looking great. It's looking like it's going to recover all the losses hopefully the past 2 days. There's a lot of the sell-off, really no reason. Tesla's looking good. Big tech looks good, and for whatever reason, it's just been selling off for no apparent reason. So, being said, I am in Tesla shares and holding that. Hopefully, we can run this back up to new all-time highs. We'll have to see. Tesla has been struggling. Tech, just in general, if there's any kind of inflation news or anything like that, rates increase. Tech takes a hit, and Tesla is the lead indicator on that one. If yields or anything go out of whack, you can definitely tell in Tesla. But Tesla's on watch tomorrow. I think could be possibly good for scalping as well as entry. Again, it's creating this big wedge on the daily. I think perfectly tagged the trend line here. So as you can see, that we had a nice trend line it tagged, so that was good to see. Well, now we just got to break back over this 708 and then break out of the wedge, 732-ish area, and break back out of that. I think we can go for all-time highs again. Again, there's a lot of high price targets for Tesla. They have a big year ahead and lots of money in the pipe. So again, I think Tesla is one to always keep on watch. I know I always have on the watch list, so if you're always wondering why it is, it's great for scalping, and it's also great for swinging and big things like that. A lot of the big plays I get are typically from Tesla, especially when you get any kind of base movement like this and big explosions out of it. Always good to catch because it runs $50 to $100 at a whack. Now, Facebook, one on watch. The reason I have this one on watch is because of on the daily, it almost hit that middle Bollinger Band today. So you're looking at that green line, which is sitting about 309.21. And so with that being said, it wanted to almost tag it today, but the 200 held today. So that was good to see. I did, again, short this out of the gate today. It tagged this, essentially this dual 2050 here, and I jumped in puts. I didn't ride this all the way down. I rode it down to about it's probably about roughly around that 318 mark. I was stalling there. I ended up getting out. I didn't jump back in because it didn't come back and retrace all the way back up. But nonetheless, I did jump back in down here. Caught a bit of a spike here on the scalp. Most of these I've been in and out today. I'll be honest. I don't trust the market. I don't trust the movement. So just trying to get some cash flow going. But ultimately, Facebook for tomorrow, especially if we can break back over. Facebook had awesome earnings. Possibly even break this trend that is going on here. I think it's a possibility. Before today, it really looked like, or before that news, it really looked like Facebook was going to break this trend and run. So it's definitely something to keep on watch, I think, tomorrow. Moderna is the other one I have on here. Now, this one today, I actually missed this 200 moving average, slamming into the 200 moving average. But I can see this recovering very quickly, especially since the market's been pushing back up. It tried to today again, but the whole market as a whole just sold off. So it slammed down pretty hard. I actually won't be surprised if this does gap up overnight. Again, you have earnings Thursday morning. So keep that in mind. So if you do hold something overnight, be wary of that. You are holding through earnings. But nonetheless, I do like this tomorrow. I think this can actually run and make up some ground tomorrow. So again, if it doesn't gap up, that'll be one I'll be watching for tomorrow. And the next one I have is Walmart. Now, Walmart, even though in the hourly it looks quite congested in here, if we can get it back down at this 139.76 7 mark, you're back in this zone right here, would actually be fantastic because of the fact that we did slam down onto the middle Bollinger Band today. I didn't actually catch this today, or else I would have took this, but there was a lot of action going on today, and there's particular ones I watched. But yeah, so that's essentially what I got for you guys tomorrow. Actually, let me go over another. This is one of the other trades I took today as well. I was watching Apple. I didn't short this, although Apple, out of all of them, sold off fast this morning. I didn't capture that. I was messing with Facebook. But ultimately, I did jump into some calls and shares in Apple here. Hopefully, Apple continues up overnight. But ultimately, that's what I'm saying in Apple. I like, especially time and industry leaders is something I always talk about for that reason, because when you get moves like that, it's always good to those will be the leaders if there's any kind of rally. And so if you do get a rally, at least you can get your profits back quickly, as opposed to you go on mid cap and smaller caps. You have to typically wait, and they'll typically get beat down a lot more before they actually rally back. So that's something to keep in mind. And again, why I like to trade beta stocks a good majority of the time. But that's what I got. And I want you guys to, again, manage risk. Market has been really hard to place a finger on, right? The market does change every year. The market is not the same every year. In this arena, you have to be aware of that. You have to adjust on the fly, find what works, and continue to push forward. That's why I do scalping. That's why I do long-term swimming and investing. They're all important, I think, if you want to make money in any market, but you have to see which one plays best. Right now, it's been scalping. Again, I've been trying to lean off of scalping. I keep my scalps typically within the first 2 hours, and then I try not to do any scalping after that. If I do, it's mainly for overnight swings or longer after that point. So, that being said, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Till next time, I will see you guys later.